Lads, in good nick here. We've won a match 3-1. 3-1 against Derby. And it's one of the first games I've seen us win when we had to be scrappy. Really scrappy. Lots of scraps in the game. Lots of squaring up. Even the managers were squaring up at one point. I've been to the game, so I haven't seen everything back, all the incidents. So bear with me if I've got anything wrong. Correct me in the comments. Like I said, I'm going to watch it back, but right now I've just come back from the match and I'm just doing this video now. So I'll tell you about how I saw the game. So I thought we started off very slow. Lots of misplaced passes. The build-up play was a lot slower than usual, and I think that's just because we've lost a bit of confidence. We obviously drew against bottom of the league on, well, the other day. On, when was it now? Boxing Day? Yeah, no, Boxing Day's today. My God, I'm losing it. It's Christmas. It's too much drinking, too much food. So yeah, the last game against Ipswich, we drew at Ipswich, bottom of the league, which wasn't great. I think we didn't particularly play well. Ipswich didn't, but we should have been able to break them down. Anyway, back onto the Derby game. So, yeah, we dominated, they dominated the first half. Somehow we found ourselves 1-0 up. Billy Sharp managed to kind of, the ball got whipped. I don't know if it was Enda Stevens, Jack O'Connell or Fleck. One of the left-footed players put the ball into the box. Billy Sharp kind of, it was coming behind him, so he kind of arched his head, directs it into the corner, and Scott Carson, it seemed like it took him an age to get down. He eventually got there, but it was too late. The ball had nestled in the bottom corner, and we were just there thinking, how's that happened? How's Scott Carson not saved that? How did it take so long for him to get down? Like I said, I've not seen it back, so I might be wrong. It might have took some sort of deflection, which I didn't think it did. Or something might have happened which stopped him from saving it. Anyway, so we went in 1-0 up after being pretty much dominated, I think, because Richard Keogh was probably one of their main players in the first half, which is weird to say. He was picking the ball up and he was running through the heart of the midfield and creating opportunities left and right. And we couldn't deal with that. We weren't ready for that at all. Also, Mason Mount and Harry Wilson kind of was running the show in the midfield. And I think Wilder in the second half, well, half-time, gave him a boot up the arse and just said, lads, come on. If we put it up them, they won't like it. And I think that's kind of what happened. We're not used to doing that. We're not that sort of team. We're pretty football. If it don't come off, oh, well, we tried. But this time, and I think the fact that Derby have got quite a young team, quite a young core, that's might have been their downfall in this situation, because we aren't one of those teams, like I said, that's going to put it up here, and we absolutely did. We got us foot in, niggly little fouls and squaring up and stuff like that. We got in the heads, and that's how it looked to me anyway. Like I said, even Chris Wilder and Frank Lampard had a bit of a squaring up, which is a bit weird. You don't see Chris Wilder, even though a lot of people don't like him, you don't see him kind of squaring up to managers. He's got a lot of respect for a lot of managers. And yeah, it probably just the heat of the moment, because it was very heated in the stadium. Anyway, so we went up 1-0 at half-time. In the second half, we came out and we were dogged. We were fighting for to try and obviously score more goals and inevitably win the game. However, McGoldrick, I haven't seen it, but somebody's told me, he was a Sheffield United fan, someone told me that he watched it on the TV, and McGoldrick, he tried to knock it over Carson. Carson got a hand on it, and just when he was going to put it in there, he got pushed in the back, which he did. That looked exactly how it looked to me in the stand. Might be biased, but he said it was a penalty. We didn't get the penalty, and I turned to my family and said straight away, this is the sort of thing that doesn't go for us, and then they go the other end and scored. And guess what? Guess what happened? Yeah, Derby went and scored an absolute stunner of a free kick. Oh, that way it looked like anyway. I don't know if Henderson... It went to kind of Henderson's left-hand side. So, sorry, right-hand side, left-hand side from the kicker. And it was Harry Wilson again. Obviously, you'll remember him from scoring that absolute stunner against Man United. So yeah, it wasn't fun because we felt hard done by, that we just nearly scored, probably should have had a penalty, and then they went and scored a free kick. That didn't look like a free kick to them, but again, I might not know. Then lots and lots of scrapping, lots of scrappy football, lots of boots flying in, and then we ended up going and scoring. We ended up going and scoring, and it was the man David McGoldrick. It was a header through, and then, to be fair, I'm not blaming Richie Keogh for any of this, because Richie Keogh is a very experienced, very good defender, and I would like him in the United team. Then number 5, Tomori or something like that, I think it was. He was horrendous. Billy Sharp doesn't bully many players because he's tiny, he's small, and he gets knocked about. But this guy does. There's some defenders. Dan Burn for Wigan at Bramall Lane. He's massive. He's like 6'6" or something, and he got bullied by Billy Sharp. It's just that kind of football strength, if you get me. Like, it might sound daft to a lot of people, but I call it football strength, where you might be a big strong lad, but if you've not got that strength to hold someone off or knock someone off the ball, that's what I mean when I say football strength. And the guy didn't seem like he was up for it, number 5. Billy Sharp were backing into him, holding him off, doing what good strikers do, and he just couldn't handle it. Most defenders just like, there you go, mate, get away. And they're a lot stronger than him, but he was playing us on quite a lot of the time, the number 5. Like I say, Billy Sharp was mugging him off a little bit, and yeah, there was a ball that went through. I don't know if it was him who was keeping him onside or if it's Richie Keogh, but ball got headed through. They weren't online anyway, and McGoldrick went through, knocked it over Scott Carson, 2-1. Thank you very much. And to be honest, I don't think Derby really caused us any problems after that. And then Leon Clark went and scored a deflected header, which was quite nice because they don't usually go for us. But when you're winning, they do, don't they? Of course they do. Leon headed it. Scott Carson looked like he had it covered. It hit a defender and went in. So yeah, buzzing, absolutely buzzing to have won that match. It just felt right. It just felt right. And do you know what? That feels better than a 4-0 win. That feels better than a 4-0 win. Absolutely fighting for each other. The lads fighting for each other. It just felt so good. Everyone loved it. Such a good atmosphere in the ground. And yeah, it was really quiet in the first 45 minutes. That second half took off big time. I thought Baldock was brilliant. I thought Billy Sharp was brilliant. McGoldrick was brilliant. Duffy did all right. Fleck was better than it has been. Norwood played some lovely balls again. Got stuck in. They all got stuck in though, to be fair. Once that second half kicked off, it seemed like Wilder had put a rocket up them. And they all played brilliantly. Egan was great as well. Really strong at the back. It's nice to see us not concede a goal in open play there. I know it was a brilliant free kick. But it's nice to see that because we tend to let in a lot of goals in open play. But anyway, really fun match to watch. Really fun match to talk about now. It still seems like a bit of a blur. I might not have put across all the points that I wanted to because I'm just like excited that we've won a match like that. And it's nice to get one up on Derby because Derby are relatively close to us location wise and in the league. So yeah, that were nice. We've overtook Derby. We're now 4th in the league. So yeah, life is good again. We've had a few games without a win, so that was needed massively. So we go on to Wigan on New Year's Day away from home. I don't think I'm going to get to that game. So if I get to watch it by some means, I will definitely do another one of these videos. I'm not going to do videos on the ones that I've not been to, because what's the point? I can, if I'm just watching kind of like the scoreboard and seeing what the score is, what's the point in me coming on here and telling you what happened? Like, we're in the same position. So anyway, thank you very much for watching. Absolutely buzzing. Up the Blades. Come on.